Hello, I'm Kristen from the Neverending TBR in Kristen's Corner. The fabulous Bee from Mama Needs to Read Romance has made a tag. It is Top the Trope Tag. I always get intimidated by these things because I want to do them and I want people to tag me, but at the same time I'm like, do I read enough of that genre, or do I have enough knowledge of that genre to join in? She came up with 10 tropes. So I'm going to introduce each trope and then I'm going to pick a book that I feel I physically own, that I've kept, that I love, and hopefully they fit in the trope. So here we go. Alright, enemies to lovers. So I chose The Unhoneymooners, which is about I think they're the maid of honor and gosh, best man, yes. And the wedding goes really, really bad. And the maid of honor and best man have to go on the honeymoon because other than that, it's just a wash for the bride. So they have to go and pretend that they like each other and just enjoy the honeymoon in Hawaii. It's so funny. It's really good. And then the other one I picked was The 7-Year Itch. I have found that I love Amy Dawes' writing, and this is between Dakota and, God, what was his name? See, this is why I get all Calder. I thought it was colder. Anyway, Calder. There was a project that happened 7 years before they get thrown back together in this very weird way. And he does not understand why she's so angry about what happened, and it all plays out, but I absolutely love this book. So those are my two picks for enemies to lovers. The next one is Friends to Lovers. I chose How to Marry Keanu Reeves in 90 Days. I freaking love this book. She finds out, Bethany is the name of it. She finds out that Keanu Reeves is getting married in 90 days, and she needs to let Keanu know that she's the one that he's supposed to marry. So she drags her best friend, can't remember his name, Erickson? True. His name's True. And he goes with her on this freaking wackadoo thing where they go and they meet up with like Jason Momoa and all these other different celebrities on her way to meet Keanu Reeves and let him know that she is his true love, not who he's getting married to. And along the way, she finds out that her best friend is her true love. But it is just, it's so cute and it's so funny and wonky. And then the other one is Friend Zone. I know that with the group that reread Abby Jimenez, the read-along that Bee and a whole bunch of other creators did, this wasn't a favorite, but this is my favorite. This was my introduction to Abby Jimenez. It did not help that the main character, female main character, her name was Kristen, and she went through a lot of female issues that I've gone through. So it was heart-wrenching. I wrote to Bee so much throughout this book. I'm like, it just, the hits keep on happening, like what's going on? But anyway, there's a wedding that's happening between the maid of honor and the best man's best friends, and the, what is it, the best man moves to LA, and Kristen, the female main character, decides to be friends with him and not to move on any of the feelings that she has for him, because one, there's this relationship that's been on the back burner. She has somebody that she's been seeing that's in the military, and it's on again, off again kind of thing. But she also doesn't want to make it weird because they're going to have to see each other all the time because their best friends are, you know, are going to invite them to everything. So she keeps him in the friend zone, and he's just adorable. And then the dog, Stuntman Mike, I absolutely loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I cried. I don't cry. I know that I say that a lot, especially this year. But typically I do not cry, and this book made me cry. So, yeah, those are my picks. All right, next up is Fake Dating. I love this series. They're fake something in each book. This is the first one. This is A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. She's hilarious. She's baking and she ends up summoning a demon, and she has to pretend that he's her boyfriend. I forget why. I can't remember why they had to do it. I think it was something to do with her mom, because her mom is the mayor of the town. It's really quirky and really fun, and I loved it. So I know that didn't help you at all, but if the title and, you know, the cover intrigue you, check it out. I love the series. I think the third one, the last one, was Fake Dating, Werewolf's Guide to Fake Dating a Vampire. That was hilarious. That was wonderful. The guy gets drunk and ends up buying an emerald on eBay, and it has a vampire in it. She got trapped in there by a witch. It's great. The whole series is great. Anyway, and then the other one is, this is Fake Marriage. Evie is one of the wallflowers in Lisa Kleypas's Wallflower series. This is Devil in Winter. Sebastian was my favorite character. He's an absolute rake, and in the book previous to this, he makes an advance on the female main character in that book. It doesn't go well, so he's kind of on the outs with that group. But Evie decides that she is going to give him an offer that he can't refuse because she has a dowry and he is almost broke. So she goes and says, hey, marry me so that I can see my dying dad, who owns this like brothel thing. And I want to be able to go to the brothel and see him while he's, you know, sick, in case it's the last time I'm going to see him. And if you marry me, you get all the money and everything that you need to have the lifestyle that you have. And it's just my favorite parts where they go on this like crazy fast forward journey from England to Scotland to get a quickie marriage, and then they have to come back, and then everything that happens in the brothel is just so cool because like it took you out of the high class of the wallflowers in Stony Cross, and it brought you into like almost like alleys and stuff like that in London, and I loved it, and I love that time period. So I thought that that was really cool. And like the brothel has like a library with a hidden bookcase and all these other cool things. And then Sebastian, he ends up getting sick too. I think he gets stabbed or shot. I think he gets shot. And she has to take care of him, and feelings happen, and it was really cute. And the fact that, you know, she's the shyest and she has a stutter, and you would never put these two together kind of thing. So that's my picks. I don't like second chance romance. I don't. I don't. I have a very hard time with it. Um, so I don't have a favorite book. I've read books where it's in it, but I don't have any suggestions because I don't like that trope. So I'm gonna have to pass on second chance romance. Okay, work chance romance. Go with me, okay? First one makes sense. I picked Love and Other Conspiracies, which this is going up the 16th. So the second book, if you've read this one, the second book is out. But she, oh my gosh, she works for a company, like a TV show company, like a reality TV, and the guy has like a cryptid YouTube channel, and he's a no podcast. Take that back, podcast. And she's trying to blend the two, and he's very analytical and really believes in cryptids and conspiracies and stuff, and she just wants to make really good TV. And it's just so cute, and like the places they go to are so fun. And so if you like cryptids and you like haunted house stories and things like that, you would love this. But yeah, I think that it was so cute. And I was on the fence about it, and my friends kind of pushed me towards it, and they're like, you need to read it. And then go with me, okay? The 9-month contract. Technically it is workplace. If you read it, you know why I'm laughing. God, what was her name? Anyway, she becomes a surrogate for this rich guy that lives on a mountain, and he decides, I'm not gonna go the whole relationship thing. I just want my legacy, and I want the baby, and you know, and he's having a hard time getting the agency to just give him a baby. And she's having a hard time for the agency to take her as a surrogate because she's a plus size lady, and there's a lot of high risk things and whatever. When B and I opened up the box and we read, so it says, help wanted. Grumpy mountain man seeks baby mama. Job is an incubator position only. Surrogate must be impervious to grunting as the form of communication and nosy brotherly neighbors. Rustic mountain range housing available upon request. So she wants to open up her own animal rescue. Oh, why can't I remember your name? God. Why can't Avery? No, Trista. Trista was her name. Oh my gosh. Because I ate through it in a day, so I remember the gist of it, but I don't remember everybody's name. Anyway, it's fantastic. Uh, the niece in both this one and the 7-Year Itch, she's like a little matchmaker. And she meets Trista at the agency that surrogates go to, because she was going to put like help wanted signs up. And Trista's like, you know what? What's it going to hurt? You know, I want to do this so that I can raise money so that I can take care of animals. And I want to do this for another person. So she ends up moving up to the mountain, and how they get the baby created is hilarious. And it just, I love it. I love the series. So, kind of workplace. Because she's getting paid to have a baby. Alright, next one is Forbidden Love. I chose Bride by Ali Hazelwood. Vampires and werewolves are not supposed to mix. And I loved Misery. I thought she was absolutely cool. And Lo was awesome too. It's kind of also fake dating. They're getting married to kind of make an alliance between the two. What was it? Alliance between mortal enemies, but that's not what I'm thinking of. Anyway, it's also forced proximity. There's a whole bunch of different tropes that are in this. It is very, very spicy. It is very, very out of the typical wheelhouse of paranormal romance. So know that going into it. Maybe check the trigger warnings. There's a lot of trauma and things like that in it as well. But I don't think it was Romeo and Juliet, Ruby Dixon. On the back it says, Hazelwood unleashes her sparkling voice and wit on a paranormal Romeo and Juliet. I mean, they are from different... I don't know. I don't agree. But I thought it was fantastic. Probably didn't do it justice, but this is my pick for Forbidden Love. Childhood sweethearts is not a trope that I like. So I'm going to plug my favorite book in this one. Actually, you know what? Oh, wait. But yeah, I don't read a lot of childhood sweethearts. It's just not a trope that I gravitate towards, so sorry. But I did add my own at the end, so I'll make up the two that I did not find anything for. All right. All right. Forced proximity. I chose So I Married a Sorcerer. It's very Princess Bride inspired. Rupert is a pirate slash sorcerer. He kidnaps Brigida, and she has her own powers. Yeah, and they're just on a boat, and it's forced proximity that way. I love this series. This whole series could go with Soulmates as well. But I can't really talk about it, because if I talk too much about it, I'll give away some of the ending. But there's, I think, 5 princesses, or I think so, or 6. And they played a game they were kids and they all picked different colors, and kind of like the origami thing that we used to do as kids, where you used to open it up and you'd pick a number and you'd pick a color and it would tell you your future in the flap. It's kind of like that. But yeah, it just, I don't know, it gave me a lot of Princess Bride, and that's one of my favorite movies and books of all time. So that's one of the reasons why I love it so much. And yeah, they're on a boat. He's a pirate. All right, soulmates. The only things that I have that I can think of off the top of my head right now is the entire Black Dagger Brotherhood. It's coming back around, so I am an OG fan, so I'm throwing it out there. I forget what they're called. I think it's Life Mates. And that person is supposed to sustain them and help balance anything that, you know, if they're hot-headed, the other person is usually very cool and collected. And but yeah, that whole series is about finding your soulmate, and it is fantastic. It is a great series. So if you are a series reader and you love vampires, I really loved the Black Dagger Brotherhood by J.R. Ward. I got all the way to Lassiter, which I think is number 20 something. But his female main character is the enemy of another series of hers, and I do not like her as a character. So I had a very hard time going into that one knowing that they were going to end up together. So I gotta get over it. I have to read it. But I didn't think that he deserved better, okay? He's a unicorn and he needed better than Davina. But I'm trying to think of which one. Vicious was probably my favorite. But yeah, if you've started the Black Dagger Brotherhood, let me know in the comments. I'd love to talk to other people that are reading it for the first time, and what are your thoughts and feelings, and, you know, are you diving in head first, or was it too much? So, but that is my soulmates pick. Last but not least is Opposites Attract. I picked, ooh, Scythe and Sparrow. Oh my god, Rose is a freaking gem. So I love Butcher and Blackbird, but I love this. I think I love this more, maybe. But Fian is he's a doctor, and he wants to do what his brothers do, which they are kind of like serial unalivers, and the other brother is kind of like a cleaner for the mob. And he's a doctor, so he took an oath not to harm anybody, but he has that temper in him. And then Rose, she works in the circus, and she's a motorcycle performer, and she is just a breath of fresh air for me. Like, she's just very like a free bird, basically, is what she is. She does not care what anybody thinks of her. And anyway, so she wants to become a serial unaliver, but there's two things. One, she really doesn't have a plan on how she does it. She kind of just goes, I choose you, Pikachu, and that's the one that she goes after. And two, when she goes to unalive them, she gets physically sick. She ends up with Fionn because one of her unaliving things did not go according to plan, and she gets busted up, and he has to like fix her up and make her feel better and everything like that. I loved it. I loved it so much. Like, and she just like it's kind of like she goes to his life and like just shakes it like a snow globe. And he can't handle it. Oh, and the side characters and like the animal companion in it was awesome. So this is my pick for Opposites Attract. Okay, because I stunk at Second Chance and Childhood Sweethearts, I have made my own. And this is, you like a lot of heat to your spice, and it's morally gray, but it's a fun time. I chose these two. Now, if you've been around for a while, you know that this is one of my favorite books. I love Nevessa Allen's writing. I guess I could have chosen Caught Up for Childhood Sweethearts, which is the second one in this series, but it wasn't as good as this one. But this is kind of a hidden identity where Josh is a mask TikToker, and oh god, what was her name? Allie. Okay. Allie, she's a nurse, and on her breaks or whatever, she watches his videos, and he decides to start writing to her because he is also friends and roommates with her boyfriend at the time. And he finds out that they broke up because she asked the roommate to put on a mask to do some role playing, and the guy was like, absolutely not. So he finds out about that, and Josh kind of makes her fantasies come true. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. You find out that Allie is kind of like in league with the mob and all these other things. It's crazy. And Josh is also kind of like light stalking because he is a computer genius, and it's just, oh my gosh, if you haven't yet and you like dark romance and you like comedy in your dark romance, definitely pick that up. And then another one that has comedy and dark romance is Ruthless Creatures. This was my 6th star this year. I don't do that. I don't. It wasn't a fan favorite in some of the other groups that I'm part of, but it was definitely a favorite for me. Oh my gosh. Cage. Oh my god. I loved him. But the female main character, oh my god, what was her name? Sloane is the best friend. Nat. Nat is the female main character, and her fiance up and is gone. We don't know what happened to him 5 years ago, and she is in mourning, and she is having a really hard time getting over the fact that she was supposed to get married and it never happened. You find out what happens to the fiance, and oh my god. So anyway, she's going through that, and then Cage moves in next door, and Cage is part of the American Russian mafia, and he went to find out what happened to the fiance and to find out if Allie knows. Allie? Yeah. No, not Allie. Nat. Allie was this one. Nat is this one. If Nat knows anything, and he's supposed to unalive her. It is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. She's a teacher. She gets pulled into this mafia world and it's just bananas. And he's awesome. It's just, oh my god, I love this series so much. J.T. Geisinger has become one of my auto-buy authors because, oh my gosh, so good. It's so good. And then if you don't fall in love with Sloane, we can't be friends because she was an awesome, like, side character. And she gets her own book and she's fantastic. So, yeah. Like I said, I don't know where to put these, but these are some of my favorite books. And yeah, that is my attempt at this trope tag thing. Thank you, B, for inviting me, and I know that I did not do a great job explaining books, but I also truly believe that if it grabs you, it's more fun as a reader to go in blind. Don't take my word for it. I'd rather you pick up the book because it interests you. So that's how I feel. Those are my picks. I hope you're having a great day and a great week, and I will see you in the next one.